In the last tutorial, we created this code right here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to insert a comment here because I want you to do lots of commenting this semester. And what we're going to say is output the variable. Now, if I look at this function that I'm using, this is trace, and it's a very common function in Actionscript. But you'll notice it has the parentheses, the parens here, and there's nothing inside. A lot of functions like stop don't require an argument, but a lot of other functions do require an argument. So for trace to work, it needs an argument. If I try and run it, you'll see the output window shows up, but nothing's in there. So what I want to find out is what I can trace. Now, I can trace a string in here. So if I try that, save it, and try it with Control-Enter, you'll see it output hi for me. The other thing that I can do is I can trace a variable. So if I want to trace my name, I can trace the value of it, my name, pretty easily. So there you can see that I've output that variable in that trace. Now we're going to be using trace quite a lot for troubleshooting our code, for sure. We're going to go on, though, and do a little bit more with Actionscript. Now, one of the other things that we're going to be doing quite a lot of is creating our own functions instead of always using functions that are built into this. So let's say that we want to create a function to output this variable or to output the message hello world. So let's create a function. So we type in function and it turns blue. Then we'll create the function called hello world, and we're going to use that camel case thing that we typically do. Then we'll do paren and end paren. Then we do a curly bracket. We can go down a couple lines, end the curly bracket. Now, since I'm used to CS4, which I'm currently in, it has the curly bracket on the same line with the function. But in CS5, you'll see it goes down to the next line, and it looks a little bit more like that. Now, the function that we've created here is going to be something that we can use throughout our Flash project, which is great. But we need to have something that is a result of running this function. So, of course, we're going to trace, which is the global function we've already used. We'll start the parent, and we'll say hello. We'll close the parent, and then have a semicolon to close that line. Now that we've created this function, it'd be nice if we could go ahead and use this function. So let's actually comment this, and we'll say create a function. Now we will go after it. We'll put in 2 lines, and let's say run the function. Now, in order to run that function, all we have to do is use this code right there. So I'm going to copy that and paste it down here, because one of the things that's going to be really, really helpful for you to know in Actionscript for the entire semester is when you can avoid it, don't type out things, because it is so much better to copy and paste and just use something that you've already created, because if you copy and paste, you're much less likely to mess things up with uppercase and lowercase and misspellings and things like that. So you create it once and then you copy and paste it every time afterwards. Let's go ahead and save your work and then test this with Control-Enter. And you'll see it does indeed run the function hello. So we're going to be creating lots and lots of different functions during the semester. In fact, one of the things that we're going to be using a lot is what's called the function event listener pair. Now, let's call this typical function event listener pair. I'll even put a slash in there. Now, in order to get this code, we're going to go to our lecture, and I've got it in here somewhere. I know that. There it is. There is a very simple function event listener pair. I'd like you to copy that, and we're going to paste it into Flash in the next tutorial.